Hi guys and girls, Brightpod90 here, and I'm presenting you today with a review of Binary Domain. Now, I played this game on the Xbox 360, so some of the buttons may be different, or they may not be different at all. I'm not entirely sure. But let's get on with it. Now, Binary Domain is it's a Sega release, so you can always expect the Sega-based games to have a lot of flair and be a little bit over the top, and this game is exactly that, but not in a bad way. The closest thing I could find to resemble Binary Domain was the Shinji Mikami game Vanquish, with its over-the-top action, over-the-top characters, and while most of the time that would be really bad, this time around it isn't. This game was actually quite a lot of fun, so, I'm going to tell you why. Now, the gameplay, like how long it'll take for you to play this game, will probably range from about 10 to 12 hours, and that was me playing on the easiest difficulty. Now, there are some learning curves with this game, but, you'll have fun playing it. You will not mind the difficulty curve at all. And if you're a Gears of War player, then you should have an easier time than the rest. Now, as said before, the Gears of War is incredibly similar to this game. It's a third-person, over-the-right-shoulder view. Left trigger will aim and right trigger will shoot, and so on and so forth. But this time around, the R and B buttons, the right shoulder button is still a reload button, the left one is for voice responses. Now, you can actually use a microphone in place of that, but for me, I did not have that option, so I decided to go with just holding down the left shoulder button and selecting my response. Now, the visual style is bright and colorful. It's not like colorful as in the fact that it's more not just browns and greens, but it's vibrant. You'll actively look around at the environment just to see what it looks like. And I found myself stopping at certain moments and just appreciating what I was seeing. The game has incredible visuals and has obviously spared no expense with displaying the game in this best possible capacity. And as said before, the visuals are similar to Vanquish once again. Now, boss fights are spread throughout the game at a very decent intervals, like you'll probably face one every hour and a half to 2 hours, if that. And most of the time the bosses will come back as normal regular enemies that you have to fight, so it gets harder as the game progresses, which is how you want it. Now, bosses are huge. You will fight a multitude of bosses such as gigantic spiders, gigantic robots, which are called Grand Lances, and they are grand as they say. And then towards the end you'll fight even bosses that are not bigger, but a lot faster, and they could take you down with one hit. All I can say for the final boss fight is that you're going to have a bit of difficulty because the boss can one-hit you, so enjoy. Now, the characters that surround you, and the character you play, are I wouldn't say they're great, but I wouldn't say they're bad either. They're characters for character's sake. The character you play as, Dan Marshall, is your typical rugged American with the deep voice and the grrr sort of tone, and he is also known as the Survivor. Now, tie in Dan Marshall, who is a white guy, with the stereotypical big black guy who says, "Oh, how you going, bro?" or "Oh, hang loose, brother." I can't do black voices, so I'm not even going to attempt. But, yeah, so pretty much the characters are very stereotypical of what you'd expect. It's a rough, tough American team. Now, down the track, you meet 4 other characters. I'm not going to say who they are or what they're specialized in, but there are 2 British, 1 French, and 1 Chinese. Now, the Chinese character is... No, she's not underdeveloped, but they could have done a bit more for her because that character is more important down the line. The male British character is important down the line as well, but they give him a decent fleshed out role. The only character that receives no screen time, which is quite hilarious to me, but receives no screen time, is the British female. And whoever did a face model for her, whoever developed her face, obviously didn't like British females because she looks like a pair of dog testicles. Okay, that's not fair, but you get the idea. Now, the voice acting. As said before, the voice actors are all stereotypical, except, actually, the only person that you really do enjoy is the British male, because his voice isn't over the top or cheesy or just typical of the genre. He's pretty much cut and dry, and well, he does it right. I think he was the only decent voice actor that didn't go over the top with it. Now, overall, the game is good. You will have fun playing this game. It will challenge you, and you will have a fun time getting turned around and twisted with the storyline. Because towards the middle of it, I was confused as all hell, but it all tied quite nicely together at the end. And make sure once you finish the game that you listen to the credits, because there is a scene at the end of the credits, which will also provide a little bit of, now what's that word, closure to the overarching story. So overall, this game is probably an 8 out of 10. A lot of other sites have given it fairly high reviews as well, and I would definitely say give it a try if you're not really really willing to risk paying $68 for it. Then rent it definitely, or at least buy it secondhand. Anyway, this is Brightpod90, and I hope this review actually helped decide anything. And sorry I couldn't provide any gameplay videos, but any videos that I could provide were either already seen by everyone or taken from other sources, and I just didn't want to do that, so I decided to use images instead. Alright then. So yeah, hope this helps you, and I'll see you guys around. Bye.